President Ramaphosa will address the nation tonight at 7 p.m. on matters relating to national security. Now, this comes after damning allegations against the police minister and other top SAPS officials by KZN Chief General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. Last Sunday, Mkhwanazi also claimed that there was a criminal syndicate involving politicians and members of the judiciary. On Friday, the DA laid criminal charges against the police minister, arguing he lied to Parliament about knowing Brown Mkhotsi, a man Mkhwanazi claims is Mchunu's close associate who has access to high-level policing information. Let's speak now to DA spokesperson Willie Aucamp about what they expect the president to say this evening. I think that's a big question for all of us. Willie, good morning. Welcome to Newzroom Afrika.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Yeah, you are right. We are all waiting in anticipation to hear what President Ramaphosa is going to say.
What do you anticipate that he will say? What do you anticipate that he will say?
Well, we sincerely firstly hope that he will make an announcement that will be in the interest of the country and not necessarily in the interest of his party. We have, unfortunately, too many times in the past seen that President Ramaphosa announces and make decisions based on what is best for the ANC. Our country is in such a difficult situation now, leading up to what we've got with the United States and tariffs, what we've got with the internal affairs in this country, where you've got a police commissioner in a province accusing the national minister of being involved in covering up crimes. This is a very important situation, and we need the president to act swiftly. To answer your question, what we would like to happen, I think you can draw a paradigm between what we would like to happen and what I think will happen. What we would like to happen is to see that the president suspends Minister Mchunu and that he announces that there will be an investigation into what the allegations was that General Mkhwanazi made. But we would like the president to go further.
All right, Willie, what is it?
Dismiss Minister Nkabane.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, we would like him to dismiss Minister Nkabane, who also, just like Minister Mchunu, clearly showed Parliament that she lied to Parliament, that she misled Parliament. We would like him to dismiss Minister Similane, who has been involved in the VBS looting scandal. We don't need ministers like that in our government. When it comes to Minister Mchunu, I think it is very important that when allegations like this, as serious as these are made, there needs to be an investigation. And the Democratic Alliance have, even before we went to lay charges against Minister Mchunu, we've asked for the president to announce an investigative panel into that, led by a judge, somebody that we can trust, that will do this investigation objectively.
All right, fair enough. Bring us up to date on what the DA has done so far about these explosive claims by General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi.
You will know that the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Police is Mr. Ian Cameron, who is from the Democratic Alliance. He has been very vocal about this. He said that policemen and our police minister must be clean. There must not be a blemish on their names. And when this came to light, obviously your first inclination was, let's give the minister the benefit of the doubt. But when it became clear that the minister lied to Parliament, lied in terms of who he knew, who he had contact with, it became clear that there is something amiss here, and there's something that needs to be investigated. So the Democratic Alliance went and we laid charges at the Cape Town police station. You cannot lie to Parliament. There's an act prohibiting any person from lying to Parliament, especially a minister. A minister should never deceive Parliament or try to mislead Parliament. And once you have lied, especially with regards to whether you know somebody that you know has got influence, that you know has been allegedly involved in criminal activities, if you lie and cover up your acquaintance with somebody like that, it does not show the right picture to people out there.
Now, Willie, has the DA met with the president about these allegations, given that you are coalition partners in the government of national unity? He's giving a briefing tonight.
You remember that the president was overseas. He came back. I did not meet with the president. I also don't know whether our party leader met with him. I don't know even whether there was a delegation of the ANC and the DA that met about this situation here. That is one of the problems that we've gotten, that we've asked for in the DA within the Government of National Unity, is that we must have more communication with each other, that we must communicate like partners governing a country. So, yeah, this all built up when the previous Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry, Mr. Andrew Whitfield, was fired. That he was fired because he went to the United States without the permission of the president.
All right, before we get to Mr. So you do accept the fact that he got dismissed?
We obviously accept the fact that he got dismissed. The president has got the powers to appoint his cabinet.
All right, before we get to
Mr. relationship.
Before we get to Mr. Whitfield, I would be keen to know if the DA know what President Ramaphosa will announce tonight, but as you've indicated, you've not had an opportunity. I mean, we do live in a virtual era, so one would think that maybe, you know, the president and yourselves may have met virtually. So now the president's decision, is this the president's decision alone that doesn't involve coalition partners, as you would know?
Well, again, the Constitution gives the power to hire and fire ministers and the deputy president to the president. So that is his prerogative. He's got that relationship between himself and the Constitution that give him that power. But then there is also another relationship that is at play here, and that is your relationship with partners within the GNU. Although you don't have to speak with your partners, the president can make those decisions on his own. It would be the better thing to communicate with your partners. And especially in situations like this, you just said we're living in an era where we can quickly have a Zoom meeting or have a Teams meeting. There can be discussions. Communication should be beefed up. We are here to make a difference. And as the Democratic Alliance, we have made a huge difference in this Government of National Unity. And I think if we would be allowed to participate more when it comes to decision making and guiding, we will definitely partake in that.
All right. Willie, will the DA continue to support the coalition if the president doesn't take decisive action based on General Mkhwanazi's allegations?
Yeah, the Democratic Alliance will definitely support the GNU. We must distinguish between matters of personal interest for certain ministers and the country's interest. It is in the best interest of this country that the GNU stand firm. It does not mean that there won't be differences, but we will not, due to every single difference that arose, take our things and go, nor should the ANC. So I think this is an opportunity for us to get together and to, within this GNU, say, well, let's be firm. Let's be firm that we will have a clean government. We've made it clear to President Ramaphosa, if he is not going to fight corruption within government, the Democratic Alliance will. We will not shy away from exposing ministers that have been involved or allegedly involved in corruption or that have lied to Parliament. We must stand firm. The people of this country deserve to be served and to be led by people with integrity. And that is the hope that we've got, that President Ramaphosa tonight will make announcements that testifies to his commitment to an integrity-led government.
So what will be the DA's next steps if President Ramaphosa doesn't announce concrete action tonight?
Well, as we said in the beginning of this program, the Democratic Alliance have already laid criminal charges against the Minister Mchunu, for lying to Parliament. So that process is now in the hands of the police and it needs to be investigated. It is a pity that it is in the hands of the police that is led by a Minister of Police who are involved in that. So we would hope that it will be investigated properly. The same with the case of Minister Nkabane, who also lied to Parliament. But again, it's not what the DA will do. It is now what the president will do. The ball is in the president's court. It is the president that must show this country that he is willing to lead, that he is willing to make decisions that might influence people within his own party, but that are to the benefit of this country. That is the main thing. We cannot sit here and make decisions primarily based on what's in the best interest of our individual parties. We are here to serve the country. We as a nation deserve leaders that can make these decisions based on integrity, and that is what we want and hope that we will see from the president tonight.
Now, we've seen reports indicate that General Mkhwanazi's security has been beefed up, obviously, after receiving threats. What do you think this says about the dangerous forces at play here?
If you look at what happened in KwaZulu-Natal over many years with regards to political killings, it is a dangerous situation. And it's precisely about these political killings that General Mkhwanazi made these allegations, that he said that certain of these dockets and cases are being swept under the carpet. So I think it's a good thing. Again, we need to get to the bottom of this. Appoint a judge that can investigate this. I don't think that it could be that difficult. Commissioner Mkhwanazi or General Mkhwanazi mentioned certain dockets and case numbers that has just disappeared. Let's get to the bottom of this and find out. But I firmly believe that it is important, looking at the background of what happened in KZN with regards to political killings, that we do that.
Now, while I still have you, let me ask you about another pressing coalition matter, the Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry position. What's the current status on the Deputy Minister position? Has the DA provided President with a new candidate to replace? And if so, how many candidates have been proposed?
The Democratic Alliance has not yet made a decision in that regard. Our federal executive will propose a name soon to the President. It will be guided by what the opinion is of our leader, Mr. John Steenhuisen. He will present the name to FedEx. I just think that there was such a lot of things that happened in the last week and a half, 2 weeks with regards to this. And we've got to make sure that we put the right people or the right person there. But a name will be proposed to the President very, very soon.
And it's been about 2 weeks since Whitfield was dismissed. Coming back to this matter, what's causing the delay in naming a replacement? Are there disagreements within the DA about who should be nominated?
Not at all. This is the prerogative of our federal leader to make a proposal, and then our FedEx will discuss that. We have not discussed that yet. It hasn't served in front of FedEx at all. So the Democratic Alliance has not discussed that. I'm firmly of the opinion that we will be led by the proposal or the opinion of the federal leader. But I can tell you this, throughout the whole process over the last 2-3 weeks since Mr. Whitfield has been sacked, the Democratic Alliance decisions that we took were all unanimous. The decisions that we took not to support the budgets of ministers implicated in fraud or corruption activities or implicated of having lied to Parliament, all those decisions was unanimously made. The decision to withdraw from the national dialogue, which we firmly believe is going to be an ANC roadshow funded by the taxpayer. We were unanimous in that, and I'm quite sure that we will be unanimous in whoever is going to succeed former Deputy Minister Andrew Whitfield as well.
Now, Willie, looking at both the Whitfield dismissal and now the General Mkhwanazi allegations, would you say there's a pattern emerging in how the President handles sensitive personnel matters that concern the DA?
Well, it's clear that he dismissed Deputy Minister Whitfield for traveling to the United States without getting permission. Minister Whitfield or Deputy Minister Whitfield did apply for permission. He applied on the 12th of January. He then followed up, 12th of February. He then followed up with the Office of the President every single day for 10 days. And the President did not even bother to reply. If the President didn't want him to go, he could have written a letter and say, sorry, you can't go. 4 months later, actually a bit more than 4 months later, the President all of a sudden decided to dismiss him. And now you've got to ask yourself, what happened in this 4 months? All of a sudden, we all heard about the lotto tender of 182 billion rand that has been approved by the Minister of Trade and Industry. Deputy Minister Whitfield was the Deputy Minister in that department. That tender has been awarded to a company, Sizekaya Holdings, that is co-owned by the sister of the Deputy President. So there's a lot of things going on. We would like the President to tonight announce that there will be an investigation into the awarding of that tender as well. How can you have it that the biggest tender in the history of this country has been awarded to a company that was formed a couple of months before the tender was adjudicated? And just coincidentally, one of the main shareholders there is the sister-in-law of the Deputy President. It just cannot be that things like that happen. And we would like the President to stand firm and also on that announced that the DA's request that an investigation into that matter is being held, that the President will enact that as well today.
Willie, before I let you go, lastly and very briefly, if you can, how are these allegations affecting the government of national unity? Are there tension between the coalition partners over how to handle these matters?
Well, we definitely differ about how to handle matters. In the Democratic Alliance, we take firm decisions and we act on it immediately. We knew when we formed this government of national unity that we will not always agree with each other on things that happen, but that when we disagree, we must do so respectfully. From the Democratic Alliance side, we believe that there's absolutely no place for corruption in government. There should not be a place, and to have patronage towards certain people when it comes to that is simply wrong. We must have all our attention focused on growing our economy, creating jobs, and working for the people of this country. If you are protecting people that have been involved in activities like that, you are not acting in the people's best interest, but you are acting in the best interest of those individuals.
Loud and clear. Willie, thank you so much for your time.